Hi, I'm Cameron Kelson with MIRO Industries. Today we're going to go over how to assemble an LD mechanical unit support. What you see here is what you're going to receive in your shipment from MIRO Industries. It's going to come with the main pan, the necessary bases, and all of the hardware to connect the bases to the pan. The number of bases that you receive is going to depend on the size of the pan that you purchase. Most pans will have 4 bases, however we have rectangular pan sizes such as our 20 by 36 inch size that will come with 6 bases. You should have 4 nuts, 2 flat washers, and 2 lock washers per base for your support. And assembly is super simple. It's just 5 steps. Let me show you how to do it real quick. So first step is to take all of your nuts and add 1 nut to each piece of all thread on each base. Now, the height of the nuts depends on how high you want your unit to be off of the roof. These go up to a maximum height of 8 inches off of roof. However, by lowering these nuts down, by adjusting these down, you can get it to a lower height. You have that adjustability with these. So for our purposes here, I'm going to leave these fairly high. And I'm just going to throw nuts on all of the all thread on the bases. Step 1 was to put all of the nuts on the all thread on the bases. Step 2 is to take all of your flat washers and to put it on top of the nuts on each part of the base. Okay, and then step 3 is to take your bases, place them in the appropriate locations underneath the pan. Now on the pan, you'll see there's several different hole configurations. The standard installation though is for these 2 pieces of all thread to go into these 2 holes. The bases will go diagonally into these 2 holes on each corner of the pan. To install, you can simply just lift up your pan, slide your base underneath, line up the holes, and then I'm going to repeat that on the opposite corner. Again, I'm just going to lift up the pan, slide the base underneath, line up the holes, let it drop into place just like that. I'm just going to continue this with all of the bases for each corner, which in our case is just 1 for each corner. However, again, if you get a rectangular unit, you will also have a pair of holes in the middle of the unit. You'll have an extra 2 bases that you'll have to install underneath in the middle. So now that step 3 is done, step 4 is to top off each piece of these all thread with your lock washers. And then our final step is to put on and tighten the last nuts on the top of the all thread here. Okay, now that all of our nuts are on, the last thing that we have to do is tighten them all. You can tighten them using either a 9/16 inch socket or also a 14mm socket will work as well. And all I'm going to do to tighten these down is just tighten it until the lock washer is flat. One thing that you can see that I've done is I've tried to line up the first nuts that I put on the bottom so that when I tighten this, the top of the all thread is flush with the top of the nut. In this case, the nuts are a little too high. So in order to make this fit better, I'm actually going to loosen these just a little bit so that when I tighten it up, it will be a little more flush. And that's it. Your unit is now ready for installation. Go ahead and throw it wherever you need to on the roof and place your unit on top of it. For more information on MIRO Industries and any of our products, feel free to visit our website at www.miroind.com.